Okie dokie. Time for a Wii transit. um, let's see what the Matrix is telling us. Okay, Moon and Ashel. Is this canon? Yeah. Ball out. Type. I'm definitely at least in certain Spheroth, I'm definitely a Naga. For sure. Um, Actually, Shapata 3. Again, Moon. Okay, so like experience. Remember this? Is this to be continued or whatever? Okay. Yeah, everything. Because again, if you like, imagine it's a full moon and it's a circle. It's the circle around the point. The point is the conscious, like the observer. The observer is seeing like around them, the like Maya, the world around them, the matrix or whatever. So the experience, which ends up being feeling a lot of the time, or like personal world that people say a lot of the time. It's like your personal world. Okay. And in a transit, that might represent a collective's personal world. A collective's world, even. Like if you just put a collective as the center, it's like algebra, or like, what do you say? You just move. Oh, it's like an ostomy. Either way, okay. Reticulating light, waving heavy, remember. Reticulating like a snake. Oh, this is more of a spiral because they overlap and intertwine. Reticulating light, waving heavy, remember, because this is eternal. Because remember, it's the slowest. You can only have as many stories as your slowest like point or Karka. And it's like, heavy remembering. Why is it heavy? Like, because it's like, okay, you know how people say we're like humans, so like we're like light beings, but like if light, why are we so heavy? It's like we keep gaslighting ourselves into density. Heavy remembering. Entrusted authority electing dualistically. Eternal governments. Entrusted authority electing dualistically. So, like, the consciousness of God that's within all of us. We are the Nagas. Entrusted authority electing dualistically. Electing dualistically. Eternal governance. I think this is about spinning and rotating. Because I think the Ashleisha mode is only one direction. So this is kind of about how like Daikin-Siderology unilaterally behaves predictably. It spins. Spin is the only action. So you're predictable. That's why you're so predictable. It's because everything is at the end of a cycle. And that's just the way it is. Eternal governance. Light metals seal confidence signature chronologically. So like, what's the like the Earth is made of how much percent iron? Or like Mercury is made up of how much percent, like, or like, but then the gaseous planets turn gas. The planets are light, like they range anywhere between light and metals. Light metals seal confidence signature. They like, we have ephemeris charts. We have all of the courses of all of the planets mapped out in advance. Ashleisha often has a lot to do with calculations. Seal confidence signature chronology. Even though everything's predetermined, there is an importance about chronology. Expansive densities. Interreplacing warped refraction. I think that's gonna. We didn't go Rahu Lakshmi Ketu, but I think that's gonna lead us into the rest of the interpretation. Expansive densities, interreplacing warped refraction. Because we are, that's like the conclusion of life, you know what I mean? If you're here for like some profound, you know what I mean, like knowledge or whatever, it's like life is only what you make of it type, you know what I mean? We are here, so it's just like do what interests you or whatever. So refraction, we're all parts of the same whole. Refraction, it's like like we're all reincarnating as each other and stuff. Interreplacing, we are one, so it's like don't judge other people. Interreplacing warped refraction, interaction with other people. Ashley Shinick. Okay, cool. And then we can do Seattle. Okay, let's do Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and then okay, so or Moon, Sun, Ascendant, and then did the Sun move at all? So was the Sun in Pada 2 last time? Intellectual activation, light return interacting simultaneously, particle recollapse, moisture regeneration. Particle recollapse, moisture. Because I can see how light return, because we're in the Black Mirror, but interacting simultaneously, and I'm live, so it makes sense again still. But particle recollapse. Oh, okay. Again, this is just, I guess this is more foreshadowing. Particle recollapse, moisture regeneration. Punarvasu Nikshastra, rebecoming. My mouth was drawing out right when I was saying that. Nice. Water sign. W. I don't know. This is if you're a gardener. Sun in Punarvasu Pada 3, probably, because you're being a light returner for sure if you're a gardener. And also Punarvasu has to do with running plant, so moisture regeneration, particle recollapse. A seed is a solar principle, what you know about. Well, hopefully you learned about that in Mrigashishra in the D9 Institute. You remember that? I like how the music. I think the music was at like the perfect volume in the last video. I liked watching that. I liked watching that back. The only problem with these videos is they instantly age, don't they? Like, is anybody gonna, like, what's the point of watching this in September? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. And then rising in. And again, for when I started looking at the transits, it was this time, so I just chose that time. Sometimes I switch between going like when I ask the question, like what's going on, and I'll just switch between like targeting a time in advance, and honestly, both work completely fine. It's because like the world is smaller than you think, and less people are looking at the transits right when you like. Well, even though it's hard to. You can get into your own universe. You can literally get pulled into your own universe. They call it the Astotaramsa. But okay, let me digress. Ascending in Bharani Pada 1. So for ascension, we can vibe with the energies of opening into desire, composition, vindicated passion, accumulating permanence in flow. I love the way these are written. I really do. It sounds like I just need to compose this all in flow. Will do, Guru. So let's do my favorite. That's like the classic way, big three. But my big three: Rahu, Ketu, Lakshmi, Kali. What you know about that? Let's start with fortune. Well, start with K2. Magha. Oh, still Pada 3. Well, it's been in the same place. K2 Pada 2, right? Or did it shift at all? What are the odds? Because also this is good for me to figure out how fast like me just mentioning it like 3 days ago or something, you know what I mean? Is that like how much How quickly am I gonna for like how long is it gonna take me to remember exactly? Because remember, I do my own transits too. So how long is it gonna take for me to lock in on where like the normie transits are? The Saturnian transits. My Mercurial transits outscale. They Mercury. Um, regarding less again. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, bought it too. Let's try this one. Devotional symbolism transcended through pre-established nobility as self-allowance serves. I think unilaterally, either unilaterally, it served in some sort of all-encompassing way. I think it's because it's opposite of. I think it's because it's about to be opposite of Shadowpecia. I think that's why. That's why. Well, does it ever get to be? Approaching the gracious deity. But is it 14th from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, it's not. Fair enough. 15th from? Swati from? Individuated from? Self-allowance serves unilateral. By separating from it? K2? Either way, K2 represents symbolism and the aura on the body. Because, like, you know how these kind of look like little stick figures? So K2 symbolism. So K2. So Marga's a K2 ruled Nikshatra. K2 in the Vimshotri system. It's a K2 Nikshatra. But couldn't you also say unfamiliarity navigated, advanced before becoming, urgent or reproductive fertility consumes resourcefully, unbelievable wealth or resupplied social stratification exalts respect, liberating power and positive intention. Because I think Maga got an expansion pack. Some of these have 2 lines, some of them have 1 line. I was possessed the entire time while writing him, so either way, I think it's supposed to be that way. But at first it was devotional symbolism. It was either way it's devotional symbolism still. So and then Rahu is still in Dragon Eye Maximum moment. Perfect. So let's keep it up. What moved then since then? Did Mercury go back even further? I don't think so. I think Ipsum is what are the odds that Ipsum Cola is in the exact same place as it was last time? 1 and 1. 1 and 1. I did it at midnight or whatever. Okay. I guess Vertex and Hosta perspective in Hosta Pada 4. Perspective in community. Again, I'm streaming. Tutoring scientific ability, deliberately empowering. Ripples allow forward progress circumstantially. Oh, wow. This is about tension. Tutoring scientific ability, deliberately empowering. Ripples. I think this is about vibration. I think speaking, so the speech, so deliberate, so the intention behind like invocations, so like Vertex in Hostapata 4. Deliberately empowering ripples allow forward progress circumstantially. That's actually true. Descendant is. Well, it was last time. Maybe I gotta rewatch to see what the Ascendant was in last time. Or because this sounds awfully familiar. Descendant in Swati though, Pada 4. I know the order. So Descendant, the person across from you usually at the table. Or your literal descendants. Observational bonds, magnified expression of fulfillment, inter-omnipotentiality tailoring. I realized last time because I usually watch my videos back right after I post them. I've been doing that. Observational bonds, magnified expressions of fulfillment, inter-omnipotentiality potentiality tailoring. So a lot of the times, because my views are low, this only really applies, like with my descendant, this is only really applying to me. That's all I really know. Observational bonds, magnified expression of fulfillment, interomnipotent, which is crazy because it's, well, or you could also argue you could say it's the energy that you would take to descend, which again, it's kind of like, you could also think of it like taking a football or a basketball into a lake or something and then submerging it. Either way, no matter whether you went the ascendant route or the descendant way, there's only one way to go, and that is up and to the right. Straight up. But let's dig into midheaven and Purvashada Pada 4. Midheaven, career, public image. How people perceive you, which is a gift, a hermetic gift, because if you think you're alone and then you have the activation of people thinking something of you, how many layers of separation is that between you and isolation? Enough. Okay, counseled, predetermined auto separation, midheaven. Nice. Secretive power immortalizes compatibility fortuitously. What's the secret of power? The secret of power is like the fact that all of this is happening like in perfect timing. That's the secret of power. Serendipity, if you ask me. Capricorn and serendipity. Yeah, oh my gosh, holy crap. And Aquarian, Saturn, and being in the right place at the right time. Holy crap, bro. Because Saturn is the right place at the right time. It's crazy. The all-encompasser encompasses all. Yeah. What do you what do you want us to call you now that you're not 12 anymore? Should we do it sidereally? What do you want us to call you now that you're not 12 anymore? 12. Still 12. I still there's no way I'm ever seeing the all-seer really as any, like, it also is Aquarius. It's also Aquarius because nakshatras are goated. But it's like not like tropically, it's definitely also Pisces. You can't separate it from that. Despite the auto separation, I think it's because I'm a Cancer. Type Ipsum Cola moment. Okay. Let's look in. Should we go straight to the D10, or we go into D12? So D12, how I look at it, because the D12 is like, you can look at like in when I did my research, they say like the parents. You can look into like the parents in the D12, but what I look at it as is like the root, or like the source of what any given situation or person arose from. It's like the 12th house is where everything is from. So the same thing goes for the D12. So let's take a deeper dive. I forgot to do. Okay, Fortune and Revati Pada, either 1 and 2. Wait, hold up. Hold up. I forgot to do the Fortune. Fortune definitely changed. 1342. Oh, okay. That's Revati Pada 1. Oh, I could have just either way. So Fortune, we will find Fortune in. Keep this in mind for sure. Core limitations conducive to prosperity. Allow courageous heroes rest. Materialization of offering. Oh my god, I can't wait till a Rahu activation goes there. Holy crap. When will that happen? Oh, in the divisionals. Oh my god, welcome to Svarga. Nice. The Fortune here, though. Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, this smells like Rahuvian. This smells like something's happening the Rahuvian way. Rahuvian contracts. Sounds good to me. Make sure to follow me on Threads at the Indra Agni. I don't know who I'm talking to, but no, myself. I know exactly who I'm talking to. The freaking Demiurge. The Demiurge Leo. Freaking Vishnu. What the crap? Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Alright. Back to business. So let's do let's start with K2. So again, this is the source of the situation. So where this situation arose from, that's what the context we're keeping this in rise. It's kind of like a simile. Okay, K2. Successfully familiar, but now it's in K2 Pada, Maka Pada 3. Huh. Look at this. We gotta be thorough. We gotta be thorough. Okay. Pot of 3, okay. So, this actually might be a true combo. Okay, so let's keep this in mind. Okay, so separation from either way, but also keep, like, if you're good at meditation, imagine the aura on your around your body with this. Unfamiliarity navigated, advanced before becoming. Urgent reproductive fertility consumes resourcefully. Critical oriental discourse propel, warping between each other. Accepted plurality humiliates. Polarized agents bonded, invisibly tunneled, connecting to light cast. Generational solution for problem solved. So this is about a debate. And I think this. I wonder if there's Baharni. Okay, so Chiron and Baharni, and Chiron and Baharni pot of 1. Okay, Maga has always has Barney connected. Now also rising with K2, so we're rising with that aura around our body actually. So, that's cool. That's really cool. I love this energy. In Maga pot of 3. Because it's critical oriental discourse. You learn a lot here. You can learn a lot from Maga here. Type. Because Virgos know everything, literally. Type. Okay, so stellium in Virgo in the D12. So a lot of the source of this is coming from Virgo. Feminine energy is not just from Pisces, also Virgo. You could say they call you Mula Tricone, honestly, in my opinion. Virgo is the mermaid. The mermaids in Virgo. Perfect Falguni. Yeah, the Falgunis taught him. And speaking of which, let's do K2 Fortune Lakshmi, but then let's go from ascending and let's go in order. Okay. So Fortune and Purva. Oh. What should we do? Let's go. We'll go Fortune because that's the only thing in Purva Falguni pot of 3. So we will find the source of the fortune. So the fortune we'll find. So the fortune that we will find was sourced from externalized obligations, progenitive descendants known, thoroughly applied sensuality, identify lustfully. Oh, right. Oh my god. It's like, okay. If you ever heard like the trope of your evil twin, it's like Star Wars. It's like Anakin's evil twin is like basically Palpatine, and it's like basically Palpatine like was Anakin in a past life, and basically he kind of has to like teach him a lesson through his son. It's kind of crazy work. The whole point, though, either way, of the lesson that you're supposed to be teaching your past self or whatever is the connectedness of it all, and Virgo is a huge part of this. Externalized obligations for generative descendants known. You have an obligation to your descendants because not just because, but they are you. That's why your ancestors are rooting for you so hard. Maga Stiti, it's coming out of Maga, coming off of Maga. Thoroughly applied sensuality, identify lustfully. What do you want? Identify what you want fully, thoroughly, and then I think you should make promises too. But I think you should. I'm careful. I'm so careful with promises. So I'm trying to figure out what promises could I possibly have broken. Any of my promises I've made, I don't think I could have broken yet. But I feel that maybe I've resigned to being okay with accidentally breaking a problem. But that's like, I think it's because I keep falling asleep though. Okay, either way, let me digress. Okay, now K2 in Rahu, sorry. Now Rahu around our head and critical thinking. Shadabi Shakapada 1. That's what I've been trying to say. Innovative prudence delivered respectfully, devotionally repaying kindly. Healing gracious deity gates us. this was what I was talking about, the past, like future, like the future version of ourselves. That is that is like Zeus. Even though Zeus is, it's easy to hate on Zeus. Jupiter, like Arcade says, Pisces is the sign that pretty much got the most haters. Zeus rules Pisces. Zeus is Jupiter. Theory confirmed. Well, Caracas. Logos and Caracas, all that titles. Well, names. Well, languages. Crap. Either way. Innovative prudence delivered respectfully. Devotionally repaying kindly. Healing gracious deity gates us. Master of myriad combinations. Descendant also here too. We'll just keep that in mind. We'll critically think about innovative prudence delivered respectfully, devotionally repaying kindly. Type. Right. I think all Twitches, all live streams, I think count as volunteer hours. Straight up. All right, let's move along here. Okay, so next, Lilith. So now we're ascending, and if we go in forward thinking, if we're using forward thinking, Lilith. So Lilith represents bad bitch energy, in per fucking Ipata 1. Why am I not surprised? Okay. Co-inter re-emanation, dancing with, still images presenting romance, produce compatibility. Okay. Bad bitch energy. I feel that. Instagram models unite. Okay. Because you know why? Because still images presenting romance produce compatibility. That's why. And then we get Jupiter, true comboing immediately after that. Partnered reciprocal love brought out seamlessly. It's like a perfect sequence of something. Collecting detailed expression, inherently communing. Expansion there. Expansion always teaches us something. Expansion, collecting detailed expression, inherently communing. Okay, we'll keep doing that. Let's keep collecting. We already got fortune out of the way. Externalized obligations for generative descendants known. Right, we got that out of the way. Thoroughly applied sensuality, identify lustfully. Let's keep doing it. I want to keep touring them. That's what I want. Okay, Saturn next, and this is again on the first house of the D12 of the let's just worry about energies for now. You can add houses. I can do this for the rest of my life. Okay, but. Let's just add houses. Well, we're 120 years time. We won't talk about that yet. Okay. Uttara Falguni Pada 2. Okay, Saturn. So restriction in this area. Cultivated awareness competing with logical relays synchronizes systemically, integrating publicly. Cultivated awareness Cultivated awareness competing with logical relays synchronizes systemically, integrating publicly. Cultivated awareness. Right. Restriction here. Restriction to cultivated awareness. I guess okay. I hear you. Competing with logical relays. I guess there's other live astrologers doing the transit. Synchronizes systemically, Schumann resonance upscale, integrating publicly, 11th house activation, Virgo stity, of course, but that's coming off the back of it. You can't have Virgo without Leo. Don't even get me started on the Tamasic signs. Don't even. Integrating publicly, synchronizes, yeah. Competing with logical relays. Is this all mapping out in the first house? It really sure does seem like. And source from parent of the situation. Restriction in cultivated awareness, competing with logical relays, synchronous, systemically integrating publicly. Talk. Happy to synchronize, happy to integrate and synchronize all that. Talk. Okay. It's just so addicting saying type. I'm sorry, Lucas got me hooked. Mars in Chitra, Pada 4, Libra. We're exiting Libra here. The mansions are huge. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's why they're so good in divisional charts. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's why they can go in tropical or sidereal, and you can go Lahiri Ionomsa, and you can go 0 degree Ionomsa. They all work. They're enrichment zones. If the more you have, if you have, like honestly, if you have the shoulders to do more, to do a longer tour, just do longer more. You'll get more enrichment. You'll get more enrichment. It's compound interest. It's compound interest. I've noticed this. I get it in nitrogen. And as soon as I start to get it in gold, so the nitrogen, I've been getting in nitrogen, and the nitrogen was compounding. As above, so below. Once I start getting the gold will start to compound. I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. Regarding less. Okay, Mars, second house. We're thinking about things, but we're also talking about Libra. We're talking about cardinal air. We're talking about Mars. We're talking about motion, action, friends, type brothers, type. Okay. For in a moment. Okay. Chitra Pada 4. Alright. So movement in, and again, source from. So again, the situation came from movement in. Unwelled pressure released faithfully promises glorious adventure. Unimaginable riches discovering Saturnian logos. Saturnian logos, I think, is a better way of saying it. And I literally, I did that. I mean, so, yeah, I mean, again, the tour is on, like, the curiosity, again, we zoomed in. Unwelled pressure. Release faithfully promises glorious adventure. It's because Libra is contract. It has to do with contract, a contract association. So, unwelled pressure released faithfully promises glorious adventure. Chitra. Oh, Libra. It's because cardinal air. It's because like Librans can actually like blow your mind. That's actually crazy. That's why I said I threaded Nagas in Libra. Well, there's a lot of signs with mind-boggling powers. I'm gonna tell you that much. Venus in. So again, the source of desire. Communicating the source of desire. Honorata Pod 1 W. Nuclear relative composition, sensorially rewarding sacrifice directly. Retraction, recontraction. Thank you for sending me your reel. Hi, Sean. Oh, Lord. My guru stays on my head top. Honorata Pod 1 nuclear. Okay. Desiring nuclear source from. So because they wanted, because it's like because you got like having kids is like you want something for the future, right? So it's like okay, either way. The source becomes important for the future, right? Either way. Okay, so the desire of happened all because of the desire anyway. That's why anything starts or whatever. Nuclear relative composition. Like a family. Nuclear relative composition, sensorily rewarding sacrifice directly. Okay. Retraction, recontraction. Oh, a heart beating. I see. A thriving family. Type. W. That resonates with me. And then we actually move all the way into the 6th house of problems, and we got Mercury retrograde stationing in Shravana Pada 4. Us to be Mahali's impressively. Pada 4. So Mercury thinking, nervous system, that tingly feeling, and thinking, and words, and magic. Shravana Pada 4, 6th house, solving problems, and retrograde. So literally, it's like it already happened. Enthusing movement, allowing all. Oh, is that an upscale? Perfect singularity as multiplicity enigmatically, infinite clarity. Conjunct to the ipsum colli. Conjunct to source. So source of source n is the D12. So source of source. Okay. Okay. So I think this is because I think it is because it is written. Perfect singularity as okay. Right, the consciousness. Okay. So the collective consciousness enigmatically producing uniqueness among ubiquity. True infinite clarity. Let's move on. Descendant, Rahu, all that critical thinking. We don't even have to think about it. It'd be better to not think. That's what that's telling me. That's it. Let's just keep going. Let's stick with the devotional symbolism. Pluto. So if Mercury is your experience as the crown, Pluto is your experience as what's holding you back. Like if you think you need an astrologer, really, if you think you need an astrologer, Pluto issue. It's like your conscious experience becomes your noose, the noose of your experience, and you live a life you regret, and you live a life that you dread. Yeah, okay. Purva Bhadrapada 4. Intense. So, okay. Affliction, perfecting heaven eternally, intertwining divine elements therapeutically in goal. Here's the deal, though. Because, like, we live in a hermetic world, and because astrology is, like, a job, what can happen is you can, like, get into a situation where you start to, like, where you start to people start to pop up in your life who literally exist just so that you can solve their problems. It's that whole thing where it's like, for you to want to solve a problem, you have to make a problem, basically. So it's kind of the curse of humanity needing a job, really. So that's why Pluto's here. It's like your conscious experience as like something that's holding you back. It's like, why is that even here? I think it's because of Maya, actually, but yeah, something about Sisyphus. Affliction, perfecting heaven eternally. I mean, that's why. Because your work gets you in a flow state. The process of Pluto becoming Mercury, I think, is the hero's journey. Affliction, perfecting heaven eternally. Intertwining divine elements therapeutically. Engulf. Good Q. GQ engulf. Ooh, that's hard. That goes hard. Holy crap. In the retrograde web, if it comes out that Aaron Yeager has Purva Bhadrapada placements, Pot of 4 specifically, you can blame me for the rumbling because I said I told him to engulf. For him, it was therapeutic. And you're turning divine elements. Yeah, but literally though. Something about the paths. Shout out to the real paths. Oh my gosh. What you know about my core Mahatsu Dragon Eye maximum moment? Let's move on. To the moon conscious experience in Uttara Bhadrapada 3. The latter auspicious one. Bringing of the rain. Pada 2, did we say? Pada 3. Objectives direct approach of the serpent, leading intercourse, succeeding growth. So what are the objectives here? Should we set some objectives? To be a hero. Type. Well, that was always my dream as a kid, right? So the only problem is, again, it's like the curse, and this is why Thanos exists. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge. The curse of wanting to be a hero is, again, remember what I was just talking about, like, for you to want to solve problems, you have to be the person to create the problems. Because no problems exist. Heaven is the default state. So for you to want to solve problems, you have to create problems through, like, past life karmas and stuff like that. Or just through, like, the partitioning of the consciousness Saturnianly regarding less. Yeah, but either way, that's my objective. What's your objective? Objective is direct approach of the serpent, leading intercourse. So here's the thing: if you judge in a here, like in a here, sorry, an Utara Vajrapada native, all of their actions just reflect on your objectives. Objectives direct the approach of the serpent, leading intercourse, succeeding growth. If you think the God of War doesn't know how to succeed growth, you're tripping. I know the God of War personally by Rob, bro. Holy crap, bro. This Naga scary. He's about to pop my heart, pop my major artery for calling him an Antar Naga. Straight up. Yeah, well, you shouldn't have called yourself Antares then. Aries, anti-Aries, the Antichrist, the anti-Aries. The Taurus and the Sagai Taurus. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Vertex now. Okay, because that's source of, yeah, where it came from, objectives type. Vertex, perspective, source of perspective came from, where does perspective came from? Perspectives came from AVT Pada 1. Enthusiasm. Type. I'm pretty enthusiastic about this. Casual and generous, optimized, donating elementary produce, carefree. Mars. That was the other side of it. I usually read from the other side. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I think this has something to do with. Sorry. Okay. Perspective coming from core limitations conducive to prosperity. Allow courageous heroes rest. Materialization of offering. Vertex. That's it. Okay. Offering. Yeah, that's all the way. Well, depending on, like Invicta, I think Invicta is Inamsa. So in Invicta own little world, if Invicta wants to think this, he'd branch off into a whole new loca, where's Revati? And they're incorporated. Don't trip, they're incorporated. And I switch between these locas all the time, so don't even get pressed. Don't even where to go. Oh, right. So either way, it's topic, I guess. But it's like how much Rajas is incorporated in Revati. The only problem is the Rahasic programming is Sattvic. So they get intertwined. Like any proper trinity. There's obfuscation. If there's no obfuscation in your trinity sucks. Vertex, and again, core limitations conducive to prosperity, allow courageous heroes. Right? Trimarty, that's why I don't even really like Trimarty. You can try even more tries. See? Materialization of offering. Again, and I wrote all of these padas in mind that they can be shifted through. So 1,000 years ago, Purva Bhadrapada might have been in Capricorn. Or might have been in Taurus. I wrote all of these accounting for that. Because I prompted God to do that when I channeled my receiver for that. Remember when I said objectives direct, approach of the serpent leading the. I didn't necessarily write this. My mount did. The white elephant. It was the white elephant. Straight up. Okay, but sun, so emanation, source of, so emanation from, so with D12 you can start saying from. Emanation from frequency cyclically simulates becoming the same. Okay, grammatically it's confusing when I said it that way, but okay, because frequency cyclically simulates becoming the celebration, programming ambitious projections, emanation from Revati. Well, leads to ambitious projections that are programmed. Well, leads to the programming of ambitious projections. Nakshatras are the ambitious projections. Full disclosure. Zeus is the nourishing nourisher, to be fair. That's what Pusan, Push you me. Sorry. Okay. Make shots or jokes. I mean, if I am the only person who gets it or whatever, like, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm a hermit. I don't care if I like. I mean, maybe I care. Maybe you'll convince me that I care. I don't know. Surprise me. Surprise me. You're not alone. Prove it. So, I'm about to watch Valeria. I'm about to watch Valeria Libovetsky after this, and you can too. And you can too. Um. Allow courageous heroes after this tour. After this tour, I'll probably go quick little D10, and then go. I don't know how much the D10. We'll go Rahu K2 Lakshmi for sure. In the D10, and then Midheaven for sure, and then we'll see what else we're called to do. Because I'm such a brave, courageous hero. And again, oh my gosh, allow courageous heroes rest. Because okay, Revati has to do with crowds of people. So, if I ever get a large amount of fans, it's because I wrote allow courageous heroes rest. And don't forget about that. I take full responsibility. Is it grandiose? It is, because otherwise I'll just be bored and alone. Well, otherwise I'd just be bored, small and alone. Let me at least be bored big and alone. On some type shit. Frequency cyclically. You're right. Doing this more and more, guys. Then we'll nitrogen max more and more often, and we'll program ambitious projections till the end of time. Leverage lack. I could also there's so many different ways I could evolve these. But either way, the next progression of this, I want to write on a yacht. I just need the gold. Compound interest. Regarding last Chiron healing. Did we already go through this in Bharani Pada 1? When we were talking about opening into desired composition, vindicated passion, accumulating permanence and flow. Do you feel healing from opening into desired composition, vindicated passion, accumulating permanence and flow? Yeah, exactly. Because my problem a lot of the time is I was really inconsistent about check. This is really good for me because this will make me good at checking the transits. Because the planets were able to sneak out on me, because I don't know these faster planets can really sneak up on you. And it's like, oh, it's because time doesn't exist. It's because that's why. And let me know if anybody else was Project Bluebeam, but I've had the stars literally disappear from the sky. So for me, it's like, I don't know. All I know is I couldn't point out the Gemini constellation. I go outside walks, look at the sky, but I couldn't point out the Gemini constellation to you. You know what I mean? But I know what the Big Dipper looks like. I'm not so much an astronomer. Am I on a tangent? I'm on a tangent. It must be desired composition. Something about permanence and flow. Let's talk about Neptune. A huge wall of illusion. Densely. It's like everything we breathe in. It's like you could look at Neptune almost like laughing gas. It's like we're just meditating it's like we're a brain in a vat meditating. And the breath that the air is it's like the Neptune's like the energy. It's like the neuron, the synapses firing together in your brain to make the illusion or whatever. That's one way of looking at it. Leverage Mercury. Because the source of astrology is Mercury, because it all depends on your framework of each of these planets. They'll literally change. The stars will move according to how you look at it. That's what I've noticed. Consistently. So let's look at Neptune, weapon, Mahavajra, Neptune, and Kritika Pada 1. So Maya, the world. You can say the Schumann resonance in Neptune. Expansive self-obedience, intellectual self-generosity, self-conceptionally refining meditation. Aries, God of War. Okay. Expansive self-obedience. Are we all just doing what we feel called to do? Intellectual self-generosity. We're all just being smart with that, being like intuitively feeding our atmas, our beings, with what nourishes ourselves. Self-conceptually refining meditations. Work is work still. Work is work. Good conclusion. That's how I do D12. Source of, but from. Neptune came from there, so our experience came from there. An expansive, so, right. Don't blame anyone else but yourself. Self-obedience. My mom's only yelling at me because I want her to. Screw it up. Well, she's not even yelling at me, is she? Whatever. When she was. Okay. I guess she was only biting me on the head because I was asking her to. I don't know how that works. Alright, D10. Start with midheaven. D10 of the D10. D10 MC, because you know why? Because E equals MC squared. That's why. Shadabisha Pada 3. I love reading Shadabisha. Everything you heard about Pisces is true. That's what I've been trying to say. Pada 3. Wait. Okay, midheaven. Okay, so public image. Maha public image activation. Energy here. Fierce, ambitious service, calmly administered. Combine communally. Impress greatness always. Let's do it. Let's start with K2. Because Varun is the master of myriad combinations. That's why. Oh, and also vertex there too. So perspective there. Why? Okay, K2. Or around our body and detachment. All that. Ashwini Pada 3. Okay, you ready doing the meditation? Can you imagine the air around your skin? Can you do that for me? Intellectual dynamic sequencing, instantaneously developing unanimously interpreted pathways. We just did it at the same time. K2 upscale all day. D10 stity. Fortune and Ashley Shapadados. Did we already read this? Well, either way, now the fortune is in mirrored introspection. Initiate spirally. Ooh, sidereally moment. Mirrored introspection. Oh, I see. Yeah, because Vishnu, either way, Vishnu meditates above the mirror. Mirrored introspection initiates spirally. Relativistic expression of eternal power. Let's do it. The tour. Attractive incorporation. Oversupplied throughout the electromagnetic grid. If this video is oversupplied throughout the electromagnetic grid, that'd be great. That'd be great for me. Forgot. Okay. Okay, nice. W Fortune. Desensitized objectivity directed materialistically. Radicalizing agency. Wow. Don't forget you are safe within the father, mother, mind. Luckily, that allows us to radicalize agency. W. Don't be afraid to be ambitious. Leo Stati. Let's move on to Rahu. So this will be kind of like about an hour. I think that'll be like perfect for medium form content. It's just like a class. It's kind of like a class period if you don't go by the hour and a half system. But I feel like maybe it would make more sense to go like an hour and a half, something like that. Or maybe even syncopate it even more. Depending on, because maybe next time I can introduce D27. Okay, either way, Rahu and Swati Pada 1. Oh, pivotal encroachment. Inviting possibility transcends, vibrationally rendered, expands upwards. So let's do it. Okay, so let's go with the Uranus then. So then let's look at Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune in the D10.
Let's do that then. Starting with Uranus. You know why? Because Uranus. That's why. Because Uranus, Vishnu, Uranus. The whole time. Oh, so Sun in Cancer. If Sun in Cancer, Uranus until D dynasty. Am I scared? A little bit. I'm a little scared. But if you're not scared of what you want, then bro, your desires are lame. Um, so critical thinking and around the head and pivotal encroachment. Is this? Hopefully, this space is a pivotal encroachment. into your feed. I'm trying to get paid. Um, vibration. Oh right. Uranus. I forgot. Sorry. Okay. Uranus in Ardra Padafo. In Ardra Padafo. So again, I think of Uranus as like a giant, like well, first of all, as like literally. Well, Indrakarka kind of. It's kind of an. It's kind of like a total Indrakarka. I won't even lie. But at the same time, like, oh, whatever. Um, they're all Indrakarkas. Well, let's go. Um, King Karka, Uranus Skyfather. Vishnu Karka. You could call it Vishnu too. You could just say it's Vishnu. Well, we'll just go with Vishnu. We'll go with Vishnu for now, because freaking. The reason it doesn't make sense for Indra to be jealous of Vishnu is because Indra is Vishnu. Okay. Vishnu Karka, so midheaven, but Vishnu, publicly known as a compassionate sensitivity. Sorry, colored by this energy. Compassionate sensitivity, privileged impulse to help, selective non-reactivity, embracing collective identities, dissolving storm, conducively reactive, environmental, resulting in positive communal results, societally charitable. Us. Vishnu is us. Yeah, we're kind of all Vishnu avatars. You could say, yeah, we're all kings. That's why I say king. And that's okay. And Venus also here, so we also desire compassionate sensitivity. I've been noticing this actually in the D10. I've actually been, but dude, it's so hard to be. Oh Lord, sometimes some things you just hear and you just wanna throw up into a bucket. Just wanna throw up in a bucket, straight up. Um, either way, if you look long enough into the void does stare back. Um, so let's look at Pluto. No, let's look at Neptune. And then let's look at the 10th house. Okay, Neptune in. The reason I'm not doing every planet for every divisional house is because you could just focus on one planet for every divisional house, and we might do that. Because eventually at a certain point I might just do like Rahu, Fortune, K2, and all the divisional charts. Okay. Neptune, Maya. Um, Pluto's kind of like a Thanos Karka, huh? Because I've heard the perspective of Pluto as like the established heaven, and Thanos is like his quote, "The work is already done. The work is done. It always will be." That's Pluto energy. Um, but Neptune is like the illusion that the work isn't done almost. You know what I mean? So, Barney Potta 2. Um, Desire X Need. Partitioned recyclical fusion. Exactly. We need a job. You need a job. Desire X Need. Partitioned recyclical fusion. What job doesn't involve recyclical fusion? Let me know. Value subjection. Losing innocence. Obligatory obligatory discrimination. Oh, a reason for a rightful judge. And then also we could look at Maga, of course. Let's read it all. Saturn. Okay, restriction. Okay, so careful meditation on Maga. Let's do it. Because Rahu and Swati Pada 1. That's why. Let's keep going with the pivotal encroachment. Because me super big brain. Oh wait, but we're running out of time. Well, you're free to leave, class. You're free to leave early. If you're sick of the meditation. Where am I looking for manga? I really like saying manga that way. I'm sorry. I don't want to stop. Oh, so they want me to read the whole thing because I doubled it. Oh, it's so confusing, bro. It only makes sense in the retrograde. Okay, so restriction here. Determined sustenance, artfully engaging, re-editorial. Oh, it's because manga was re-editorialized. Determined sustenance, because I determined it needed more. Determined sustenance, artfully engaging, re-editorializing applications of universal will. Devotional symbolism, transcended through pre-established nobility as self-allowance. That's what Saturn did. Oh my gosh. Serves unilaterally. Serves universally too. Saturn been in that. Serves universally. That's what it looks like on my paper. Om Surya Namaha. Om Surya Namaha. Om Surya Namaha. Om Surya Namaha. Okay. And it's just pot of 4 expansion, and I'm thinking and words, and is that some cola and some and home energy, and coming from not only unbelievable wealth resupplied, social status, and mind you, social stratification exalts respect, liberating power, and positive intention. Mind you, expansion in words there. Okay, but also polarized agents. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of polarized agents here, but polarized agents bonded. That's cool. Wow, because you start out Ipsum Cola, you start out as the student, and then as the job, you become the teacher. Polarized agents bonded. That's actually really cool. This is actually a flex. Okay. Polarized agents bonded, invisibly tunneled, connecting to light. Cast. A generational solution for problems solved. Taurus. K2. Generational problem. Oh, but 6th house. Generational problem solved? Oh, cast oppositely. Oh. Advance, navigate, advance before becoming. Okay. So this is teaching you. So that's a cue to tell you not to worry about all the problems, because all the problems are already solved in advance. Just breathe. Holy crap. WQ. At least that's what it's telling for me. Generational solution for problem solved. W. Swati upscale regarding less. Because Rahu's there, that's why. At least that's what I think. Pulling occult energy magnetically. Well, that's what words do. Pulling occult energy magnetically. Amplified stability. Mercury rules Virgo. Pulling occult energy magnetically. Amplified stability. Harmonizes innately, allowing standardized deviation. W. Right now, so my standardized deviation, so my YouTube channel, I have like 35 subscribers on my most accounts, and then I have an account with 17 subscribers, and then I have an account with 12 subscribers. So I have 12. So that's stratification. A perfect example of stratification. But standardized. Okay. Sorry, this wasn't. Sorry, I was thinking about the earlier part. This is more about standardized deviation. That is allowed now that stratification has been established. Right. Something about a 1%. Guys, don't vilify the billionaires. It's retrograde motion. Guys, there's Virgo billionaires. Guys, never be mad at a Virgo. If you're mad at a Virgo, oh Lord, you really need to Taurus. I say that as my mom's a Virgo ascendant. Lord. Well, here I am, Taurus. Generational solution for problem solved. W. Okay, but either way, words and expansion teaching us. Pulling occult energy magnetically, amplified stability, harmonizes innate. Well, okay. Well, I don't have to worry about it. It harmonizes innately. W. Okay, but I was going to check the 10th house. Mula Pada 4. Oh, enjoy free comfort. Enjoy free comfort, because I memorized that. That's why. Oh, man. Mula Pada 4. W Tor. Moon and Dinesh Pada 2. Okay, fine. Because I want, why? Because I want experience in the D10. Because I'm better at this. That's why. That's why. Yeah, experience this. Unobtainable, legionationally, light fusing, hyperdensely, fabricating, opt-intensely, duct tensile, Karka, duct tensile.